welcome back to Deprive. I hate that. Guys, meet Jermaine.
Hey, this is our pal, good old pal, buddy old pal, Jermaine. What's our mission statement?
Letting go to live for God. So you give up a thing and then it's gone forever.
Never. It's just the first part of that. But yeah, letting go to live for God. We do that through the two machines that we have up here. First, the challenge machine.
And the time machine.
And
so we give up that thing for this many days. Whatever comes out of there is given up for whatever comes out of here amount of time.
That's
Phrasing.
right. Dustin, what was last week's challenge?
Streaming services.
Yeah, I don't watch anything on those things really ever. So I picked YouTube, and that was terrible. Actually, it was wonderful. Initially, it was terrible, but I picked YouTube. And for 7 days, I didn't watch YouTube, and it actually felt really good. I was very happy about it.
Didn't you write a song?
Actually, yeah, I was probably the most productive I'd ever been in a long time. So I wrote a song, a complete song, that's never going to be shown to the public. What else did I do?
It will if I have something to say about it.
Oh, yeah.
I was much more productive at work. I read my Bible more than I think I had all year. And I prayed a lot. And not just like prayer for need or, things like that. I just found myself conversing with God more, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, it was awesome.
It's almost like we have a relationship with God. I honestly should have picked something else because it wasn't very hard. Something that I've realized, and I know Macon has kind of gone through as well, is I've realized that these weekly challenges that I'm doing for me currently right now are not enough. So I've also stopped playing video games. I only watch YouTube if it's something that is constructive. If there's something in your life that you know is a weight on your shoulders that you should really get gone because it's getting in the way of your relationship with God, just let it go. You don't wait for it to come out of the challenge machine, because that's what I was doing. I kept saying, I don't need to stop playing video games because I'm already giving up this other thing. No, if you have a weight in your life that you know is there, don't wait for it to come out of the machine. Get rid of it. This is supposed to be an accessory. This channel is supposed to be an accessory to you engaging with God and having a greater relationship with God. It shouldn't be the only thing that you're holding on to, which is what it was for me. I was using it as a way to justify other things that I had in my life, because I was like, I'm not doing streaming services, so that's my thing that I'm not doing. I could play video games. Like, no, I needed to let that go.
Thank you, Dustin, for that good word. We do appreciate it. It was really good.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, it is my pleasure.
Jermaine's going to have a good word for us later, too, so stick around for that. It's time for the badge segment.
Yeah!
If you passed last week's challenge, congratulations.
Great job, pal.
Great job passing.
Or
speaking
palette.
of which, didn't you go back and complete another challenge?
I did!
Yeah.
So you guys have been noticing, I've been touching the junk out of my face the whole time that I've been sitting here. Well, let me tell you something. I originally failed the face touching challenge, but this week I made it a point to retry the challenge, and I actually succeeded.
Hey, so when Dustin told me that, I think yesterday, I was like, great, we'll do the hidden redemption badge, which I just came up with at that moment. So awesome. You get the hidden badge that's off the main badge page. But for everybody else who passed that one, or maybe you went back and passed the other one, you get this hidden badge as well. So give us that good old clap, boy.
And now it's time for the moment that most of you have probably only come here for. The challenge segment.
That's right. Thanks for everybody hanging out so far. You all have great patience. Reveal the challenge for us. I'm really excited for that.
Oh, yeah. Give it a spin, my good guy. Hold on. Is there anything that you want to say before you partake in this momentous occasion?
Please don't be video games.
We've said that like every week.
Whatever comes out of a capsule machine, I am holding you to.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to participate?
Yes. Yeah, I will participate. I will participate. Just please don't let it be video games.
All right, he's committed. He's going in with us. We appreciate that, Jermaine. Okay. Go ahead and get it going. Let's see what's going on.
Spin it, my guy!
Da-da.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey.
Yeah, you're okay. This way.
Okay.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh. All right, moment of truth. Flip it open quickly.
Hey!
Nice. All right. Open her up. Let us know. They're a lot easier to open if you're... Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on pros.
Here we go, guys.
Now hold it up to the camera so that we can see what it is, or they can see what it is.
before we even know, because I can't see that.
What is that? Here, bring it back
Um,
closer towards you. Might be out of focus. Spend all day inside.
Like, don't spend all day inside?
Yep, don't spend all day inside. So if for whatever reason you don't have an option outside of this, and maybe you're in a place where you don't want to be outside because it's dangerous or whatever, basically I wrote this down thinking, break up the routine of whatever you normally do and go get some perspective somewhere. And it's usually outside for me, just because I spend a lot of time outside at night, especially at the beach at night. It's like awesome. It's a great way to reflect. I spend a lot of time talking to God there. Find a way to break the routine to get out of what you normally do and get perspective. That's basically it. So
That's a good word.
So can I bring my video games outside?
Technically not against the rules.
technically, but we're not doing this to break rules. We're doing this to grow in our relationship with God.
Yeah, Jermaine. Do you even
Totally
love
didn't
God?
set that up.
So whatever it is you do, do it somewhere else. If for whatever reason you can't go outside, go into a closet somewhere.
Yeah,
Prayer closet.
absolutely. Or if you have a basement that you don't normally go into because it's full of water and sharks, it's time you should probably face your fears.
Face
Yeah.
your sharks.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of teeth. All right, you guys want to see how long you have to face sharks for?
Let's find out.
7 days.
7 days. You got to
Wait,
do this.
should we let Jermaine turn this one as well?
He's on a turn and roll.
Yeah, let him do it! I'm on a roller coaster ride. My hands are up. I am not scared.
Hey, all right.
You know what to do.
Another
Hold
green
on.
one.
Yeah, we have been on a
green
green
streak.
street.
Yeah, because it was last week was green.
Yeah.
It's for 3 days.
3 days.
3
so
days.
for 3 days, whenever you watch this video to whenever else, break up your routine. Go outside. Go on a walk. Smell some fresh air. Do something different.
Yeah, ride a bike.
Drive a car.
Yeah. And be sure. Well, I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, wherever you go, just make sure that you're giving that time to God, not just being outside for the sake of being outside.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Include God. Oh my. Oh,
Oh my gosh! Jermaine, what are your thoughts on this challenge?
I said drive a car jokingly, but then I thought about it. The job I had, it was like a good 30 minutes minimum drive to a place I worked at. And those are the biggest moments where God really spoke to me while I just spent time just talking with God, because it was a graveyard shift, so no one was on the road. It was just me, and I'll just be talking with God, and I realize I'm home, and I'm like, whoa, it feels like it's been 5 minutes talking to you, God, but I'm already home. Okay.
That is really cool that happens, yeah. Once you get really wrapped up into that, I mean, that can happen obviously with anything, but it's really cool when you do it wrapped up with God, because that was time well spent. So that's good. Do you have a place in mind that you think you're going to go to?
So long as I still have the keys to my church, it will be at my church.
Hey, that's pretty cool. Now it's time to move on to the real segment of the show.
the only segment that matters.
Yeah. We're going to listen to Jermaine speak his heart and soul to us, to share and reflect all of his personal secrets and desires and struggles and dreams.
But anyways, thank you for the opportunity just to be here and speak and kind of just talk about what's on my heart.
Hey.
I know recently just the idea of fellowship and just actually like having a biblical bestie and just kind of what that looks like.
Alliteration.
Ooh, it is very satisfying if you think about it. Biblical bestie.
Biblical.
Biblical.
We're going back
bestie.
to episode 1.
Bible.
Just going through the Bible, it doesn't really talk about a best friend, but just as Christians to have someone who's also another Christian that you can just confide in and just really talk about just actual concerns that are going on through your life, trials, different things that someone you can spiritually lean on. When you think of a friend, what makes a good friend? Someone you can trust, kind of isn't going to go behind your back and kind of just all these things. And then in some ways there's a covenant.
I kind of see what you're talking about, yeah. Because, Dustin helped with this channel a lot, too. Because, while it was originally, I think...
Stop.
You're so kind.
Jermaine, this is actually why you're here. You're actually going to be taking Dustin's place for the remainder.
Stop.
But no, Dustin agreed, and he knew that he'd have to take time out to help me with this channel and help it be what it is, and it's really appreciative. And we understand that there's, we make strict schedules that we're accountable to that and to each other with it. We help each other out through the process to get these episodes out. What you're talking about is just having somebody who you can really fellowship with and lean on. Having that somebody, and that can be hard to find really in these days too.
It definitely is something that takes time.
Yeah.
You think of someone like who's an acquaintance, how they become, just the process of them becoming the best friend, someone who you can confide in.
Yeah, it can take a lot of time. It can take, maybe even more trust. Maybe trust plays into that. But I would say that we would all really encourage some people to go out and find that. That might be hard right now too for people. And it took me a long time, even in the church. Like it was really hard to find good friendship for me in the church, and that wasn't necessarily the fault of people that were around me. It's just I was kind of a weirdo for a long time.
Looking biblically of what that looks like, a spiritual bestie, what sacrifice has to be made in order kind of for that to happen. And so there are times where they may need to lean on your faith because of what they're going through, or you may need to lean on them. It doesn't have to always be about talking about the Bible, but actually living life, hanging out. I know my friend would play video games online, and we'll play with other people in a party. Not all of them are saved, but then because they're good at the game, we friend request them, and we typically play with them. And what
they're skilled enough so they can hang.
It's bad because we're like, this person isn't good. We're not going to play with them.
Like, I don't know.
And what ends up happening is, as we're playing with these people, they'll start making just inappropriate jokes, and we won't laugh at it. And we don't condemn them, but over time they notice, we only make certain types of jokes. There are certain jokes we don't laugh at, and they'll start asking questions, and we'll say, well, we're Christian. We don't, think that honors God. And over time, that ends up being a witness to them. And then they'll start asking questions. Sometimes it's easier to go in and talk about the Bible if someone who you trust is there with you, and it just helps you be able to witness to other people.
Yeah, certainly. And I think a good point with that too is that at no point were you shoving, your theology or beliefs down their throat, but rather just living as Christ did. You met them where they were. It talks about when he was with the tax collectors and everybody. It's not like he was partying with them or getting ratchet. He was just in their company. That's a really good point about having somebody who can help your back too. And iron sharpens iron as well. And then I think Ecclesiastes has a really good scripture on what a trifold cord does and how it's stronger as well. And maybe you are riding solo for a while, then trust that God is with you. So even if you don't have someone with you here physically, you do have someone who is obviously and will always be there with you spiritually. Oh, yeah. So don't seek out friendship for the sake of the friendship, but rather seeking out so that someone can help you grow in God, and someone will come along the way. We want to appreciate Jermaine for being here with us today. Thank you so much for that.
Of course.
We also want to thank St. Andrew's Assembly, of course, for hosting the space for us. We want to thank the Women's Ministry Room for letting us use their room.
Thanks,
you so much,
ladies.
Thank you, ladies. We appreciate it. Let us know how your week went, too, how the last challenge went, how you think you'll do for this challenge coming up. I'm actually really excited about it. I like going outside, so this is probably just an excuse to go outside more.
If it's raining for 3 days.
It has been raining, so, Lord's in the rain, too. So maybe you're going to get a little wet.
I'm going to miss the video games that I could be playing, but it's for God, so it'll work out.
There we go. That's right. Thank you for liking and subscribing if you like the content. We have an Instagram. Follow us on that Instagram. It's at Deprive Yourself. And until then, we will see you next week.